Good morning. So what's in the news all the time is the election, so that's approaching. Uh, so it'd be good to get that over and done with. Right. And the virus numbers are increasing, so stay safe. So my dedication for today is there's a friend of mine. He was out gardening. This is sort of like deja vu, because I was talking about this a while ago when somebody was outside and subsequently died of a heart attack in hospital. Well, this time the outcome was much better. So, but my friend, he did have, he went in, he had a heart attack, but they gave him a couple of catheters and 2 stents, so he had a blockage on one side of his heart. He's got to go back in the hospital in a couple of weeks to relieve the blockage on the other side of the heart. But he looks pretty good. He was only in the hospital a couple of days, so hopefully he's going to be fine. I'm dedicating this practice to him. Today, I was thinking the emphasis would be on twists. So twists are good. We don't do a lot of twists normal day, but twists, you want to always try and get length. So when you're going into a twist, try and get that length first before you go into the twist. And always do easy twists at the beginning of the class, and as the body warms up, we can get into deeper twists. I think, like last week, we'll start off on our backs. And we'll do a little bit of core work again. So come onto your back. And we're just going to start focusing on the breath to begin with. So just like Shavasana, but feet on the ground, knees bent, and we're just going to rest the right hand on the belly, left hand somewhere on the ribs, close to the heart for me. And we're just breathing in and out through the nose. Start off regular breathing, just get used to the position. Trying to get length in the back of the neck. Try and relax the arms and the shoulders. And just feel the gentle movements of the body with the breath. And now start taking deeper breaths, inhaling through the nose. As you inhale, you're starting to feel that belly expand, and then the lower chest expands, and then the upper chest. Exhale through the nose as the upper chest contracts, the lower chest, and then the belly. Try and make the movement smooth. Inhaling belly, lower chest, upper chest. Exhale from the upper chest, the lower chest, the belly. Just go maybe 3 or 4 more times at your pace. Each inhale, trying to pull in a little bit more air, trying to make that breath a little deeper. So let's start off just a gentle core exercise. So you can keep both hands on the belly if you like, and we're just pulling the knees in, and we keep the knees well bent as we just touch the ground with the toes, and then the knees come back in. That's all we're doing. Just pulling the knees in, and then bringing the feet back down to the ground. And if you got your hands on your belly, you can feel those muscles working. Nice, easy exercise but it does help to strengthen that core, strengthens the lower belly. And you want to keep the back nice and low, and especially as you get the feet lower to the ground, you're working those muscles a little bit more. The nice part about being on your back, doing exercises like this, is the back is supported, the back is nice and protected, as long as you keep the back pretty close to the ground. So we're going to straighten one leg. So one leg is straight, it's an inch or two off the ground, the other knee is bent. This time our arms either side of you on the ground, and as we straighten one leg, we're going to bend the opposite knee. And we're keeping the legs pretty low. Try not to bring the legs up too high. Just straightening one leg as we bend the opposite knee. Now this time, my core is engaged all the time. And you're breathing. Don't forget, we don't hold the breath. Now usually I'll do like 20 of each of these, and we do these quite often. And we're now going to add the arm. So as one knee comes in, opposite arm is going over the head. Maybe touching the ground, it doesn't have to. Just keep the back nice and happy. And we'll do maybe another 10 of these, so it's probably about 20 altogether. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll bring the feet down to the ground. So next we did this last week, legs up to the ceiling. So we've got 90 degrees between the legs and the torso. We take the legs from side to side, arms either side of you on the ground, and we take the legs over halfway. Inhale up, and then halfway to the other side. So the legs are just moving like windshield wipers. Don't take the legs down too far. You don't want to make it too much of an effort to bring them back up, but far enough so you're feeling a little bit of a challenge. Just taking the legs over from side to side, and as I say, we're trying to keep that 90-degree angle. And usually with the breath, I'll inhale as the legs come up and exhale as they go down. Inhale as they come up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Legs back to center, feet onto the ground. Let's take a little bit of a breather. So we're going to do what's called pistons next. Now I know nobody particularly likes pistons, but they really work the lower abs. And we call them pistons because they make the movement of a car piston. You're going up and down with the legs, and you're also making the noise of a piston, and you're breathing hard, especially as you exhale. So the way I do pistons, legs up to the ceiling, and I'm bringing my arms either side of me, close in this time, or even slightly underneath. And we're going to inhale and then exhale as we bring the legs up just an inch or two. Whenever you're ready, inhale and exhale, go. And I'm breathing out through the mouth. So I'm making that sound of the piston and movements. Okay, relax for a little bit, keep the legs up. We're going to do side to side pistons. So this time, as we exhale, we bring the legs up and over to one side and back down, and then over to the other side. Whenever you're ready, inhale and go. Side to side pistons. If you need to stop, stop. If you can keep going, go a few more. Back to center, feet back down to the ground. Take a little breather. We'll do maybe another 10 regular pistons. take a little breather. If you want to just do one of the previous ones, if you want to rather just pull the knees in and feet down, you can do that instead. Pistons are going to work you. Legs up, arms either side of you, out about 20, no, arms in closer with pistons, sorry. Whenever you're ready, inhale and go. Another 10. And then come all the way down. I know I said we'd only do 10, but I was in a rhythm. Okay, knees in, rock from side to side. And then let's take a full body stretch. We're just going to stretch those muscles out that we just worked. You're reaching with those arms, you're reaching with those legs, trying to get as much length as you possibly can. Breathe. Walk the feet back in. And then we're going to work the glutes and the lower back muscles. We're going to go up into bridge and back down. We'll go up on the inhale whenever you're ready. Inhale coming up. Exhale coming down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're going up and down slowly. As you come up, you start pushing the lower back into the ground just before you bring the hips up. You come down, you relax, and on the next inhale, you start engaging the glutes, and you're slowly coming back up. And you're going to feel, if you've got your fingers on the glutes, you can feel those glutes working. You can even check the lower back muscles briefly, and you can tell those are working a lot. And also we're strengthening the legs. You can feel those quads working. A bridge. I do a lot of bridge. I like bridge. And then one more. We'll come down. We'll pull the knees in. Lift the head up, and we'll rock ourselves up. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So we're going to do cat-cow. And we're going to take it pretty slow. And I want you to really focus on doing that deep breathing in cat-cow, just like we did when we were lying down to begin with. So come onto your hands and knees. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale through the nose as you round the back and tuck the chin. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming to neutral. I'm just going to walk forward a little bit. This time we're going to inhale as the leg comes up, looking up. Exhale as the knee comes in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Switch legs. Inhale, other leg up, looking up. Exhale, knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Come into child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. And we're just going to bring our head down to the ground, take a few breaths. Extended child's pose, extending the arms forward. And then we're going to start walking the hands over to one side, stretching out the lower back. And we walk over to the other side. We bring the hands back to center, we slide the hands forward. So we're trying to get the hips directly over the knees, coming into puppy dog. Chin is tucked, maybe the forehead is on the ground. Arms are very active, you're pushing those hands into the ground, armpits towards the ground. Keep those arms working. Back onto our hands and knees. Thread the needle, so we're now taking a twist. So we're going to thread the right arm behind the left arm, and you're resting on that right arm. You're resting on the right side of the face. You're reaching to the side with that right arm. You're pushing that left hand into the ground. Reach with that bottom arm to feel that stretch. So we're trying to stretch out the lower back. It should feel a good stretch. Don't forget, don't go as deep if it bothers you. Come out of the pose if it bothers you too much. Breathe. Inhale, we come out. Exhale, extending that left arm, threading it behind the right arm. You're on the left side of the face. Left arm is on the ground. You're pushing that right hand into the ground. You're reaching with that bottom arm towards the side of the room. Take a few breaths. Back onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Let's hold down dog. Few breaths. Chin is tucked. You're looking towards the belly button. Thumb, index finger pushed into the ground. Keep it pushed in. Keep them pushed in. Little finger pushed in. Armpits pushed towards the ground. Chin tucked. Get more length. Maybe a little dog tilt, trying to get that neutral back. Bend the knees if you need to. If you can keep the back neutral with the legs straight, that would be great. If the heels come to the ground, that would be great, but keep that back neutral. Walk the feet in, maybe a foot or so. Reach for the outer left ankle with the right hand. Grab that left ankle. Pull. Breathe. Switch. Grab the right ankle with the left hand. So the outer of the right ankle. Pull. Come back into regular down dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, reaching up. Exhale, mountain pose. Half salute. Inhale, sweeping those arms up, looking up towards the ceiling. Get length. Exhale, we fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up, back flat. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti, mountain. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way up. Keep the fingers interlaced. Reach up. Take a side stretch. Lean over to one side. You're shifting the hips over to one side. You're leaning over to the opposite side. You're looking under the arms towards the ceiling. You want to imagine you're in between two panes of glass, so you're not bringing one shoulder more forward than the other shoulder. Inhale up, reaching up as much as you can, and then exhale over to the other side. Take a breath or two here. Inhale back up. Let's take a little bit of a backward bend. So you're reaching up, you engage in the glutes a little bit, you're trying to keep the arms in contact with the ears, and you're leaning back, you're shifting those hips forward, you're breathing. Go as far back as feels good. Keep the back happy. Inhale, reach up. Take a forward bend. You're reaching forward. We come all the way down. Once we're down, we tuck the chin, you really relax the head. We take hold of the ankles with the hands. We lean forward onto the toes, and we're trying to pull ourselves a little bit further down. Stretching out the back of the legs, keeping the back happy. Bend the knees if it bothers the lower back. And we bend the knees, and we come all the way up and back into mountain. Let's get into chair. Let's do a gentle chair twist. So feet together, all feet hip distance apart, but make sure the feet are parallel. We come into that chair position, and then we take the twist. We're bringing that right arm onto the outside of that left leg, and we bring those palms together, taking that twist. We'll be doing a few chair twists with different variations. So come back into chair and then take the twist in the other direction. Bringing that left arm onto the outside of the right leg, palms together, right elbow up towards the ceiling. We come back into chair, inhale. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're in plank. Chaturanga or knees, chin, chest to ground. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, extended down dog. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. Couple of breaths in warrior one. Exhale into warrior two. So warrior two, I start going a little deeper with the legs. I'm keeping my torso vertical. I'm looking over that front leg. Reverse warrior. And then we start transitioning to the other side. We come into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog, opening that chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one, other side. Breath or two. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, and then we're going to come into plank. We'll hold plank a little bit longer. So in plank, you want to try and get the heels directly over the toes, so wiggle the toes back if you need to. Don't sink between the shoulders, you're looking directly at the ground. You're breathing. Chaturanga, you start bringing the whole body forward. So I'm rocking on the toes. I try and get the elbows to 90, elbows in. Maybe you're going to drop. You could then come into upward facing dog, opening that chest. Hips are off the ground, knees can be down or up. If the arms are straight, hips are off the ground. Don't shrug the shoulders. Engage that core. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Breath or two. We're going to go back into warrior one. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. Warrior one. And then warrior two. Reverse warrior. And then extended side angle pose. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add a little bit of a twist. Bit of a challenge. So if you can keep that foot, back foot out like you would in Warrior 2, see if you can bring that left arm onto the outside of that front leg and then bring the palms together into that twist. Do a lunge twist if you prefer. And then we come back out and we come back into Warrior 2. And we're just going to swivel on the heels and we'll do Warrior 1 in the other direction. So normally what we do is a lunge twist with both feet, facing the same direction. But this time, coming to Warrior 2, this time the twist, extended side angle, the twist is the feet, see how the feet, that back foot is pointing to the side of the mat. We're going to do the twist with the feet, that foot pointing towards the side of the mat. Makes it a little bit more challenging. If you need to align the feet up, that's fine though. But if you keep that foot as is, it makes it a little bit more challenging. Let's try it. So we're bringing that right arm to the outside of that front leg. Take your time. And then we bring the hands together. And we're bringing that left elbow up towards the ceiling. We unwind. We come back into Warrior 2. We take the legs far apart. We bring the hands on the hips. So try and keep the feet nice and parallel. You're hinging at the hips. You're bringing a little bit more weight to the toes as you bring your hands down to the ground. And then we're going to try this. We're just going to walk the hands so they're lined up with the toes. You're leaning forward and you're pushing the hands into the mat and you start tucking the chin, looking behind you. And then we'll just hold that briefly. That's a challenging pose. It's a classical yoga pose. This next one is we're going to do a twist. If you have a block, you can bring the hand onto the block. But we're going to bring the right hand so that the wrist is directly under the shoulders. We're trying to keep the arm and the legs vertical. This bottom shoulder, we're pulling away from the head, we're pulling the shoulder blade in. You then try and stack the shoulders and you bring the opposite arm up and you look up towards the ceiling. You breathe. We bring that top arm down. We center that arm. We try and stack the shoulders. Try not to let the head drop, that's another thing. And then we bring the other arm up. Challenging pose. And we bring the hand down. And all the time we're stretching out the inside of the legs. And we're going to walk the feet together, heel toe, heel toe. Knees bent, and we come all the way up. And we bring the palms together, palms to chest. Okay. Tough ones. Come to the front of the mat. Inhale into chair. Come into the twist. So we're bringing that left arm onto the outside of that left leg. Now this time we're going to transition into crescent twist. So we're going to look at the feet and we're going to take that right leg back, coming into a high lunge twist, crescent twist. Now this time a little bit different. Both feet are in line, and if you want you can bring that back knee down to the ground. Maybe try and get a little deeper into that twist. I'm trying to get a little deeper. I'm pushing that left hand into the leg so I can get a little bit more leverage, and then I'm going to bring that back knee off the ground. Breathe. I feel it on the outside of this left hip. Quite a stretch there. It's a good stretch. Let's transition. Knee comes down, hands either side of the front foot. We come into plank, chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale down dog. Take a breath or two. Down dog is becoming your friend. It's almost like a relaxing pose. Get that length. Bend the knees if you need to. Look forward. Walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale folding forward. Knees stay bent. Come back into chair. Stay in chair. I'm just going to switch to the other side. You don't need to switch, but I want to see what I want to be able to see the screen. So we're going to take that chair twist. We take that outer of the left arm to the outside of the right leg. So I'm pushing that right hand into that leg so I can get a little bit more leverage. Hands together, elbow up. Then we transition into the lunge, taking that left leg back. We're still in the twist. Maybe bring the back knee down. Maybe get a little deeper into that twist. Use that right hand. Bring that left arm a little bit lower. Get some leverage. Keep the back happy. Maybe bring the back knee back up. Breathe. Slowly lower the knee. Come back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the knees down. Let's take child's pose. And then we're slowly going to come up and sit on the heels. So lots of twists there, but you know, we're trying to get that length, and I'm always trying to say you get length before you go into a stretch, but especially when it's a twist, you're trying to get that length and then you go into that twist. Tuck the toes, and we're just going to stretch out the toes and the back of the heel. So I'm just rocking backwards and forwards a little bit. And then we're going to walk the hands in a little bit closer, and we're slowly going to come back up. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale, mountain. Okay, little bit of break from twists. Tree. We're going to bring the right foot onto the inside of that left leg. It can be below the knee, above the knee, or it can even be, the foot can be on the floor. I like like the foot above the knees. I've got it as high up the leg as I can get. I've got skin on skin so the foot doesn't slide down the leg. I'm starting to engage the glutes. I'm broadening across the collarbone, and then arms come up. Arms are parallel. Standing leg is working. We haven't been doing tree as much. I used to do it probably every class, but we haven't been doing it as much. It's good. It's helping us to keep the balance. It's strengthening that standing leg. You should be feeling that leg working. The calf muscles, the ankle probably. You're breathing. If you come out of tree, that's fine. Just let yourself come out and then try and come back in again. If you're losing the balance, try and find something to gaze at, something that's not moving. And then we bring the palms together and we bring the legs down. We shake everything out. Other side. I'm on the opposite foot. I'm on my right foot. Make sure you do the opposite side. High foot is inside the leg, below or above the knee. And I just like to get skin on skin. I'm opening the hips. I'm engaging the quads, broadening across the collarbone. I start off with the palms together. Just get used to the pose. And then I bring the arms up, keeping the arms nice and parallel. If your foot is above the knee, hopefully you can feel those inner quads working. Try and get those inner quads working. Some people like to have the hands together, or the fingers in contact. I prefer the hands parallel. It's entirely up to you. You're starting to feel that leg working. You're breathing. You're not holding the breath. Ankle's working. You're strengthening the ankle, strengthening that standing leg. And we come out of the pose. And we shake everything out. If you're not used to tree, this is a tough one. Really works those legs. Okay, standing. Eagle. Maybe we did this last week, I don't remember. We extend the arms to the side. Lines of energy. Hands nicely lined up with the arms. Shoulders are soft. We bend the knees. We're back in that chair pose. We've done lots of chairs today. We bring the right arm under the left arm. You get the back of the hands parallel with the palms. You can stay here. If you want to go further, you add the legs. You bring the right leg on top, you squeeze the legs, and you try and hook that foot. Arms are centered, you're leaning back. You can either touch the nose with the thumb, or you can bring the arms up, whatever you prefer. Getting a nice hip stretch, nice shoulder opener. Again, we're strengthening that standing leg. And we come out, we shake everything out. Move those shoulders. Get those arms moving. Other side, feet together. Bend the knees, extend the arms. Left arm under the right arm. Hands parallel, back of the hands or the palms. And then if you want to add the legs, left leg comes on top of the right leg. You've got to squeeze those legs together if you want any chance of trying to hook that foot. There we go, made it today. We then center, try and center the arms, and we're leaning back. Maybe touch the nose, maybe bring the arms up. Breathe. See if you can hold the pose for a few breaths. And we release, and we shake everything up. Okay, we're going to work our way down to the mat. We'll do a few seated twists. Come back to the front of the mat. Inhale as you sweep the arms up. reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the knees down. Come into a seated position. Just sit on the heels for a bit. Yeah, I know what we'll do. We'll do, before we do the seated twists, we'll do a little bit of a hamstring stretch, and then we're going to take the leg over from one side and then to the other side. If you have a strap, you could use a strap, but you don't actually need a strap. So come onto your back. So what we're going to do, we're going to just take hold of the back. So right leg is on the ground. Take hold of the back of that left leg, and we're just working on the hamstring a little bit. And if you have a strap, you could bring the strap around the foot like this if you wanted to. So ideally the leg is straight. Some of you are going to be like this. Some of you are going to have the knee bent. But eventually it's going to be more or less like this. So we're getting a nice stretch at the back of the leg. I prefer the leg further away. I prefer you to get the leg straight if you can. So have it further away with the leg straight than closer with the knee bent. So I prefer you to do this rather than this, if that makes sense. What we're going to do, if you have a strap, you can just hold onto the strap. So if your left leg is up, you're holding onto the strap with the left hand, and you're going to take the leg over to the left side. If you don't have a strap, just do the best as you can, holding onto the toes or somewhere on the leg. You're trying to keep that opposite hip grounded. And we take 3 or 4 breaths. And then we bring the leg back up. Now we're going to add the twist. So again, if you have a strap, that would be cool. Straps are really useful. We hold onto the strap. So if your left leg is up, you're holding onto the strap with the right hand, and you take the leg over to the other side. So we're in the twist. If you don't have a strap, so hold onto the leg somewhere, or hold onto the big toe, whatever. So as the leg comes down, you're pulling that left shoulder away from the head, pulling that shoulder blade in, coming into that twist. Just letting that chest open, feeling that stretch on the outside of the hip. Should feel good. And then we bring the leg back up, and we're going to switch legs. Again, strap if you can. Stretching out the back of the other legs. This time it's my right leg. I like to extend that lower leg on the ground, but you could have the foot on the ground, knee bent if you prefer. It's up to you. Getting a bit of a hamstring stretch. And you're holding onto the strap with the right hand or onto the leg somewhere. And we're taking the leg over to the right side, trying to keep that left hip grounded. Take it down slowly. Stretching out the inside of that right leg. Now another thing you can think about is that right leg you're taking over to the side. You're trying to get an external rotation. So all you need to do is try and pull the toes towards the ground, heel up towards the ceiling. That gives you that external rotation. The leg comes up. We hold onto the strap with the other hand. So if your right leg is up, you're holding onto the strap with your left hand, or you're holding onto the leg with the hand. And then as the leg comes down, we extend the opposite arm and we look over that right shoulder, pulling that right shoulder down and in, getting into a little bit of a twist here. You want to try and keep both shoulders on the ground. And then we inhale up. And we put the strap down to one side. So if you don't have a strap, improvise. Maybe you've got a belt or something you can use. So have those handy in the classes. Take hold of the knees and just rock yourself up. Because we're going to be using straps from time to time, and we use blocks, right? Okay, back into a seated position. Seated twists. Let's pull. We do this a lot. Let's pull the right foot in. If you have any knee concerns, the right leg can be extended on the ground straight. And then the left foot, I always say the foot is solidly on the ground. You want it inside the knee or outside the knee, but get that sole of the foot on the ground. If you're on the outer edge of the foot and it's outside the knee, bring it inside the knee. Try and get that foot solidly on the ground. And then we're either hugging the knee, so I'm hugging it, I'm pushing that left hand into the leg. Sometimes what happens is my belly sticks to my leg, so I have to release that. And then if I want to go deeper, I'll round the back a little bit to begin with, so I can get that right arm a little bit lower and push into the leg as I start to straighten up. Other hand is behind me, and then I turn, looking over that back shoulder, trying to keep both shoulders relaxed, and you're breathing. Inhale, we unwind, and then, let's do this. If you've got both feet in, if both knees are bent, you can circle through 360, like this. Just like we do in cow face pose. Bottom leg is straight if you have any knee concerned. Right foot solidly on the ground, and then you're either hugging that leg, coming into the twist, or you're going to get that arm outside the leg. And for me, what I find is I start rounding the back, I'm pushing the right hand into that leg just to get a little deeper, and then I'll start straightening up, and then I'm looking over the shoulder towards the back of the room. Breathe. And then we unwind. There's all kinds of seated twists. You could do a bound twist, a little bit more challenging. But one of them, this is from Ashtanga Yoga, is they'll have the one leg. Let's do the other twist in the other direction. So I've got my right leg straight, my left foot is pulled in, and they come into a bind. It's really, really challenging. So I'm bringing my right arm outside the leg, and then I'm bringing that right hand round, and then I try and hook those fingers like this. And then unwind. It's a challenge. Other side. And usually one side I find easier than the other side. So I've got my left leg straight, right foot is pulled in, and then I'm leaning over towards the right, trying to get that left arm outside the leg so I can take that arm. See, it's a bit of a struggle. And then I try and hook the fingers, just about there. And then you come up and you're in the twist. And my arm is sliding off the leg. That's a challenge. You need to sort of work up to that. You need to practice that a lot. They'll do something similar I'll just sort of explain it. I can't get into it actually, but what they'll do is they'll come into half lotus. This is Ashtanga Yoga, part of the Ashtanga Yoga series. They're in half lotus. They bring that foot in, and then they'll do the bind, just like we did before. No, I can't. I'm nowhere I can do that. What I can do half lotus and then hug the knee, and then come into that twist. So I can come into half lotus, pull that foot in, hug the knee, and then into the twist. But as I say, in the for the real Ashtangis, I call them, they do Ashtanga yoga. Typically for Ashtangis, they'll practice yoga like 6 days a week, usually early in the morning, and I think it's Saturday is a free day, I'm not sure. And also that I don't think they practice when it's a full moon or a new moon, but they practice a lot. So, and it's the same route. Well, there's different series, but if you're just practicing the primary series, it's the same sequence every time. So you get familiar with it, and you can start getting deeper. It's good. I like to practice it from time to time, but I don't do it regularly. Okay, enough of that. Come onto your back. After twists, I always like to pull the knees in. On the back, pull the knees in, and I like to rock from side to side. That always feels good after all those twists. So I'm just massaging the lower back, massaging the sacrum. And then you can bring the hands on the knees, and you can just rotate in one direction. And you can rotate in the other direction. Just making little circles. Just giving the back a little bit of attention. And then we take a full body stretch. So we're extending the legs, we're bringing the arms over the head. Trying to get length. Maybe take a bit of a side stretch, getting into that banana shape. And then stretch out the other side. And then we recenter. And we come into Shavasana, getting length in the neck. So I actually lift my head up, tuck the chin and lower the head again. Arms either side, palms facing up. Maybe moisten the lips, close the eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And then regular breathing. And just totally relax. Just letting yourself sink into the ground. Letting every muscle, every limb get heavy. Working from the feet. Working from the feet up, making sure you're not holding tension. Letting those feet, legs relax. The hips, the back, the arms are relaxing, getting heavy. Shoulders and head heavy. Just letting yourself sink into the ground. Shavasana. So try this. Stay in Shavasana, palms up, facing up, palms up, and just stretch the hands out, trying to get as much space between the fingers as you can. And then just clench, making fists. Stretch the hands out. And clench. Do that 2 or 3 more times. Stretching the hands and clench. Walk the feet in and just roll over to your right side. Keep the eyes closed. Stay on the right side. A little bit longer than usual. Again, keeping the eyes closed. Come into a seated position. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Keep the palms together. Exhale as the arms come down. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Keep the palms together. Palms to chest. 3 ohms. Inhale through the nose. Namaste. Thank you everyone. Have a great weekend and I'll see you next week.